Yeah. What's good, everyone? I'm back. It has been a little bit. I have a few reasons for it, so hear me out real quick. First of all, the weather in the Netherlands has been absolutely terrible, so that is one of my excuses. The other of my excuses is that I had a little thing with my back where I couldn't walk for nearly a week. Basically, out of nowhere, pretty much, my back just kind of started hurting a little bit, and by the end of the afternoon, I couldn't bend over, or I could hardly walk and shit. So that happened. So I couldn't ride for a little bit because I wanted to make sure my back recovered fully before I started straining it again. And the days that it was nice out to ride, I chose to go ride with my brother and my dad instead of record a video. The reason I record when I'm alone is because I don't want to bother them with like talking English to myself while they're riding too, and my brother doesn't want his license plate displayed on YouTube, and it is a fucking hassle to blur it out like for an entire video if he's in front of me. So that's why I just prefer recording when I'm alone. But yeah, I'm glad to be back recording. My last video, my GoPro settings were not right because I changed them out on accident. I kind of reset them because I wanted to try filming in 1080p because 4K just takes up so much storage space, and it messed up some of my settings. So the settings from the previous video were not the settings that I wanted to use for that video, which, you know, is why I changed them back how they should be, because I looked back at the footage and I was like, wait a minute, that's not how that looked before. And I was like, that cannot be because I am now filming in 1080. Like, that's not 4K that's changing that much. So the settings should be good now, luckily. And this is actually my second time recording this video, because I previously tried to record this video and I accidentally pressed my GoPro power button twice and I time-lapsed it. So I was like all excited to watch back the footage and see how it turned out, and I was like, wait a minute, why is it only 2 minutes long? That cannot be right. And yeah, it was a time lapse. And it's a shame it was a time lapse because I had some really cool moments and like some cinematic shots in there. And I also had a little encounter with the police that could have been in the video but wasn't because, you know, time lapsed. So yeah, it's a shame for sure. Let me do a little rap bomb. Never gets old. So what I want to talk about this video is how I got into riding motorcycles, because growing up, I wasn't really like a mega adventurous kid, not an adrenaline junkie or anything like that. So my parents never expected me to end up on a motorcycle. So I just want to talk about how I got into riding. I had like this phase when I was 15 or 16 where I was like, I want to ride motorcycles when I'm older. And that lasted for about 2 weeks until my little small 16-year-old brain decided, hey, this is gonna take way too long before I can do this. I need to find a new hobby ASAP. And I went right back into gaming. Basically, I didn't think about motorcycles or wasn't interested in motorcycles for the longest time after that. And then it was November 2022. And in November 2022, my brother decided to get his motorcycle license, or well, that's not when he decided to get it, but that's when he got it. And he bought his first bike, a Kawasaki Ninja 650. I think it was a 2019, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so he got into motorcycles, and then he started sending me all these videos on TikTok of like motorcycle content, and like videos on YouTube, like POV rides and stuff, and he just infested my TikTok and YouTube algorithm with motorcycle content, and I began to take a liking for it again. And this time he was pushing me like, hey dude, get your license, we could ride together, it would be so cool. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get my license. So I told my mom and dad, I was like, hey, I want to get my motorcycle license too. And they were, at first they were kind of like, you want to get your motorcycle license? What the fuck? Because like I said, I wasn't a very adventurous or adrenaline seeking kid back in the day. So they were like, are you sure that you want to get into motorcycles? They were supportive, don't get me wrong. They were like, yeah, go for it, if that's what you want to do. But they were kind of confused about it a little bit, which I can understand. I wanted to take my lessons early before it got like really busy for driving instructors and shit. So I took my lessons in January, and in the Netherlands you have to do 3 exams to get your license. You have to do a theoretical exam and 2 practical exams. The theoretical exam I got in the first try, and then the first practical exam I failed because I was just too nervous. So for the first practical exam, you just have like it's basically about your control over the bike. So you have to do like little slaloms and shit, and you have to do like U-turns, figure eights, that kind of shit, like emergency stops. And I was really nervous, so I fucked up my first 2 exercises, which were in the same category. And if you failed 2 in the same category, you didn't make your exam. So I didn't pass my exam the first time. I retook it, and then I aced it. I just got everything because I wasn't as nervous anymore. And then for my second practical exam, you just ride on the road like this. And I got that first try. Not very big deal, like pretty easy. And that's when I got my motorcycle license, which was May 1st. Yeah, May 1st, 2023. And I got my bike on May 2nd, 2023, which is this motorcycle right here. This MTO 7 2019. And since I live in Europe, there is laws about power outage and age. So I am 23, so I can only ride motorcycles up to 35 kilowatts or 48 horsepower. Originally, an MTO7 is not a 35 kilowatt bike. It has more than 48 horsepower. It has like 72, I believe. But you can restrict it, so that's what I did. Well, I bought a restricted one. This one was already restricted. I didn't do it myself. So I bought a restricted bike, and my original plan was to de-restrict this when I turned 24, which is in August. I'm not gonna do that anymore, because I have decided that I'm gonna buy an MT-09. Why the MT-09? I like the MTO7, don't get me wrong, and I think that when if I would unrestrict it, it would still be a very nice and cool bike to ride, and I love this bike so much. I love the sound, I love how it feels, but it's a little cramped for someone my size, because I'm a really tall guy. I'm 202 centimeters tall, 6'7" in American units, or whatever countries use that unit. So I want to get an MT-09. I have sat on one before, and it is a lot more spacious for my legs mostly, which is where I'm kind of in the in this area, the tank right here, and it's not very comfortable, which for the MT-09 my legs have a lot more room, so that's why I want to get one of those. I'm getting off topic so badly. I'm just excited to talk about the MT-09 because I'm so excited to get it. But my brother, that's what got me into riding, pretty much. TLDR, my brother got me into riding. Shout out to you, brother. I love you. I'm really glad that he did get me into riding, because I fucking love riding, dude. It is so good. It's just the best experience of freedom. It's a good way to clear your mind. It is an expensive hobby though, I'll give him that, but you know, it's worth every penny. That being said, getting people into riding, my two best friends, shout out to you guys know who you are, they are getting into riding as well. They're actually taking lessons right now, and they got their first practical exam they already passed, both of them, and then they got their theoretical exam too. So all that's left is one practical exam, which is the road one, which is, for me at least, I think it's the easiest one. They actually have that in a week from now, exactly a week from now. They both already have a bike. They bought one and they couldn't ride it home, so I got to ride it home. One of them got a CBR 500R and the other one got a Z650. Both are really nice bikes. So I'm excited to ride with them too. My brother and I also got into riding because we're fucking influencers, obviously, you know. My dad had his motorcycle license for like 30 years, rode a dirt bike for like maybe 3 months, and then he never rode again. And then both my brother and I got our licenses, and we were like, Dad, you should try riding again. And he was like, boys, I don't know. And I let him ride my bike. He was like, oh damn, this is actually kind of fun, you know, like I kind of like this. Hey, is it okay if I ride your bike from time to time? I'm like, yeah, sure, Dad, that's all good. So he rode my bike a couple of times, and he was like, hey, how about for Father's Day, you, your brother, and I go for a little trip through the Netherlands on motorcycles. I'll rent one. And then that's exactly what we did. We live in the south of the country, and we rented my dad a bike. He had a Honda Rebel 500, and then we just rode on back roads all the way to the north of the country. It took about 5.5 hours with like stops and shit to like take a piss, have a drink, just a little rest for your butt and your back, and it was really fun. And then my dad was like, damn, I really miss riding, it's so fun, I want to rent a bike more often. And then me and my brother and my sister and my mom, we were like, dude, just buy a bike, you know, like fuck it, you know, you have money to buy a bike. I know it's a big purchase, but you know, you're gonna enjoy it, so you know, treat yourself sometime. And he did. He ended up buying a Honda CB 500X, which is basically like Honda's little 500 adventure bike, and he's really been enjoying it, so I'm really glad we got him back into riding too. Actually, upcoming weekend, so in 2 days, because today's Thursday, Saturday morning, we're gonna leave again. My dad, my brother, and I are gonna leave again for another Father's Day trip. And this time we're not gonna go to the same place. We're gonna go to the seashore. It's gonna be a little bit closer by this time, because last time it was a little too long for our liking. We're not really like big touring guys. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be fun. So I wanted to talk about the MT-09 too, because you know, I obviously plan on getting it. Let me just let this car through. Oh, thanks, brother. Oh yeah, right, MT-09. Fuck. my mind is like a fucking sieve sometimes, dude. Okay, I want to get an MT-09. Why the 09? So basically, I looked into some options that I would like to upgrade to, because I would like some more power. First of all, like I don't have to get like a super bike with like 200 horsepower. That's not what I want. Okay, I want something that's comfortable, has enough power to, you know, get out of sticky situations at all times, and enough power to have fun with, you know, like pop little wheelies. I can't wheelie yet though, but you know, I'll learn sometime. So I kind of weighed down my options, and I was doubting between a Z900, MT-09, and the Speed Triple RS, or the R, whatever version I would have ended up going for. There's always gravel in this corner. I hate this corner. So sketchy. It was between those three bikes, and give me a second, because oh, this sound is so good. I'm gonna miss this bike, dude. ADHD moment. I don't have ADHD, by the way. At least not diagnosed. What was I talking about again? Oh, right. No. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember now. So, MT-09, Z900, or Speed Triple RS. That are the bikes that I was looking into. Because, you know, it's a little bit of a step up. I don't want a leader bike too much for me personally, I think. I don't think I really enjoy it too much. Plus, they're really expensive, and I don't have that kind of money right now. So, the Speed Triple RS, really cool bike, but a little pricey compared to the other two. So, you know, because of budget reasons, I decided not to go for that. Then the Z900 and the MT-09 are left. I decided to go with the MT-09, so I'm going to buy an MT-09. Because the Z900, first of all, I sat on it too, not as comfortable as the MT-09. And I'm not a huge fan of inline fours. Something about the way they ride is just, I don't know, it's just not really for me. So yeah, MT-09 it is. Really excited to take it out and, you know, try it. I want to close this video with one of the reasons why I like riding too, and that is this right here. Oh my god! That will never get old. Oh my god. That is one of my favorite reasons for riding. The feeling you get from that shit, dude. Obviously, be safe with it, you know, enjoy your ride, but be safe. Like I was saying, this is what keeps me riding, dude. Like that freedom, that good feeling you get from it. This beautiful scenery, you know. I could recommend riding to anyone, really. And, you know, it's just such a good hobby to have. It's such a good time. So yeah, I'm really excited to get the MT-09. I hope to make a little bit more videos than I have been, because this setup was expensive and I want to put my money to good use. So more videos upcoming. If you know, want a particular, if you want videos about a particular subject, anything, you know, let me know so I know what to make videos about, because right now I'm kind of like, I don't really know. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.